Thank you, everyone. My name is Nathan Todd. And for my Agentic AI final project, I created an AI customer simulator. So, just to give a little bit of context, a lot of companies spend billions of dollars each year trying to perform customer behavior analysis, and they do surveys and focus groups to see how people will behave with their product or with their website. And so, the goal of the AI customer simulator is to basically replace that part of consumer behavior research and use agents that have distinct personalities and traits and qualities, and let them all do some shopping online to see how they behave with the various products and the price and everything, to give kind of a budget-friendly replacement for some of these expensive consumer research um, practices. And so if we go to a website like Nike.com, right, it's got some nice shoes. We'll just take the link from Nike. We'll come over here and we'll paste it in, and we'll go ahead and click run. And you can see it's starting to run. It parses the site. It starts to come, and then they start to run. While they're running, I'm going to just talk a little bit about the different agents. So there's three persona types. There's a budget shopper, a luxury buyer, and an impulsive buyer. And then we have three of each of these types of agents in our simulation. So, obviously the shopper is focused on value. The luxury buyer is focused on quality. And the impulsive buyer is focused on emotion and just buying things quickly. And then each of the agents is given a set of tools so they can view the product, they can compare products, they can search reviews, they can check for a return policy. They can navigate to a page if there's multiple parts of a specific product, and then they can either purchase or they can leave. Um, and so, by giving them this type of tool set, they can really behave like customers would, and um, you know, browse and shop and move around. So we'll jump back to our analysis that's going on, and you can see we're already starting to see some interesting behaviors, right? So the budget two-person checked the return policy a few times for different products, and they were focused on reviews, and ultimately none of them ended up buying. Some of the luxury people are really spending time checking out the reviews, and it fits within their budget, so they can buy, but they're not totally capturing the Nike, the demographic there. Whereas the impulsive buyers, they're not even checking the reviews sometimes. They're just go ahead and, they're just going to compare a couple of products and then buy. And here are the results. So, we have a, you know, 56% conversion rate, with the impulsive buyer obviously going at a 100%, and then two or three of the luxury agents converted. Once we run this, we can see an overall score, right? So there needs to be some fixes to the website. We can look here to see what they are. Some quick wins, maybe implementing a filter for a budget-friendly option to retain, budget for conscious shoppers, since none of them converted. Um, and then looks like luxury shopper two left due to be, insufficient detailed product information and unconvincing reviews. And so you can see a little bit more about how each shopper behaved and what their thoughts were. This guy ran out of time, couldn't find enough detailed information, and you can see why people who chose to buy. And yeah, and you can also do things like include a visual analysis. So this will take a screenshot of the website, and also pass it into the agent, so the agent can kind of run an analysis on the visuals of the website, not just the content, which is obviously very incredibly powerful. And I think this idea really gets interesting once you scale it up to hundreds or even thousands of these agents, so that you can, really simulate what a focus group might provide, for a real company. So yeah, that is my AI customer simulator. Thank you.